So there's a great process when you're doing a group telling that helps it escalate and makes it even funner as they're doing the process. So the first time we want them to listen to the story and or read it twice. And then we're going to get in the group, and the very first person will start off, they get the easy line, in the Bible we're told the true story. The very last person to hear and tell the story will be the one that says, may God honor the telling of his word. The first person and the last person, they get it easy. From there, then it will be up to each individual person to choose how they're going to say the next part of the story in their own words. It's really fun because even at the very beginning, when somebody says, in the Bible, we're told this true story, the person freezes that's next, like, I forgot, how does it begin? And the repetition of doing that over and over helps with the story recall. As we do it as a group, it's a collective learning experience for the group. So the first time, allow them to tell it simply. Second time, if they struggled, do it again, but start with a different person and go the opposite direction. And that way they can't trust anything except for the story. Once they've done that, we will begin doing different strategies. We might say to them, we want you to sing it like it's a musical. And some of us, like myself, can't sing. So it's pretty comedic to listen to and try to recall as you're laughing at somebody. Then we might say, hey, the next telling, let's do it in Jamaican. Each time we start with a different person and we reverse the direction we're going. And that way they have to trust the story and not the process of how they're hearing it. Once we've done this enough times to where it's very obvious they know the story now, we will do something crazy like, okay, everybody stand on one foot and try to balance while telling the story. Believe it or not, something as simple as removing the ability to stand on both feet, especially with people like myself who have issues with balance, it really challenges the group. Then the final and last thing that we might do when we feel that we have established it and our time is up, I will ask them to tell the story backwards. You heard me right. I had an editor friend that used to edit my material backwards because she said when she went backwards, she caught things she had never caught before. And believe it or not, I have learned that that's an incredible gift to my storytelling, that if I can think on the story backwards, I catch things I hadn't caught before. And the group always says, we can't do that, that's too hard. And then they're always amazed that they can. If time still allows in our training, I will then invite the group to come up. And instead of being in a circle, I'll put them in a straight line and I'll take them out of order. They're not allowed to stand next to the person they were standing to. Changes the process again. And believe it or not, for a lot of people, that really makes it difficult. But by the end, they realize they know the story well and they've had fun doing it. This isn't meant to be a story that, especially Death in the Pot, that we gave as an example in the previous video, that might not be a story that go out and tell in community, but it's intended to help them to see there are many things they can do to shake up and to show them they really can learn to tell a story well. It's a fun process. I hope you try it with your small group. It's a fun one to do if you're studying a book or a character, and I hope to hear what you are doing as you're doing group tellings. And maybe you have a unique way that you ask your group to do it. The craziest one I have ever done is inviting the group to do an alien. Recently, this past summer, as my son and I were leading a training with a group of youth, they were like, that's crazy. And my son said, is it? And without any prep, he immediately just told them in alien beeps the story they had just learned. And they were so surprised that they actually understood the story through the beeps. It is so fun to be in the Word, and I'm looking forward to how you are using group tellings. Shalom, y'all.